Hey guys, it's Tokyo, back with another Palworld build. This is the Convergence. And it's not just a base, it's a living museum. 8 elemental towers surrounding one central spire that stands nearly 50 stories high, where some of the best pals you can get are on display. Palworld has so much to explore, with some of the most amazing locations I've come across in gaming. But it doesn't have a place to celebrate the sidekicks. No Hall of Champions, no Grand Sanctuary. So I decided to build one. It's fully functional, visually striking, and I'm here to show you guys how to lay the groundwork to make your very own personal living gallery. Up first, location and the design concept. Finding the right spot required 2 things: level terrain and tons of space. There are plenty of spots to choose from, but ultimately, it came down to the scenery. The Astral Mountains region was the perfect area, providing beautiful views and dramatic mountain backdrops. Building in the frozen peaks wasn't just aesthetic, it was thematic. Each outer tower represents a different PAL element: water, fire, ground, ice, electric, neutral, dark, and grass. The central spire is the heart of everything, housing the dragon types and above them, the legendary 6. Built-in tiers, becoming smaller the higher you go, creating this sense of ascension towards something greater. For materials, we'll be using stone, metal, and glass pieces. The style you see is from an aesthetic building mod, but the execution will be the same if you're using the original pieces. Now we're getting into the building, and this is where things get pretty challenging. To create 8 uniform towers in a circular fashion, you need some creativity and precision. Setting the foundations the usual way won't give you the layout to make this design, so you're gonna need to split the towers into 2 sets, meaning 4 will be directly attached to the original foundation, while the remaining 4 need to be placed by hand in between the gaps. Start by finding your center point using the PAL box as a reference, then place stone foundations to cover the entire area around it, past the baseline in a uniform square. You'll see why in a little bit. Next, you're going to be carving out the spots for each of the first 4 towers by finding the middle points on each side and leaving 2 rows of foundations in place. Now you have room to place the remaining 4. Center the foundation between the existing sections, lining the edges up with each other on the perimeter of the baseline. Make sure that the height is equal to, but preferably lower than, the primaries, so they won't overlap later. I've showed you how to build the outer towers, and in all fairness, that was the most difficult task. For the remainder of the base, I've decided to approach the guide a bit different. 2 reasons. First, if I made a step-by-step tutorial of the entire central spire, we would be here until Christmas. And second, it's not as complicated as it looks. The main challenge is the height, but other than that, you just need patience. And a computer that can handle the size of the structure so your CPU doesn't crap out. Let's start with the overall size of the tower. From top to bottom, the central spire is 44 stories high. The foundation measures 10 by 10 tiles and 1 tile in height. On level 2, your structure is a 4 by 4 platform on the inner 4 corners. Leaving the 4 tiles, your PAL box is located around open. This level is 2 tiles in height. The 3rd level is where things start to expand. It's also 10 by 10 tiles and 3 tiles high. This is the minimum height to allow for full clearance of the viewing cages. The 4th level is 4 by 4 tiles in the center and 4 by 3 tiles on the perimeter. This is where the primary towers intersect with the central spire. The height is 2 tiles. Above here, the rest of the floors are pretty much identical, with the 5th and 6th being 4 by 4 by 4 high, and the 7th, 8th, and 9th being 6 by 6 by 4 high. The 10th level is 6 by 6 by 3 tiles high. The 11th level measures 4 by 4 as the base, then 2 by 2 in the center. These dimensions carry all the way to the top floor, a total of 9 stories, until you reach level 44, which measures 4 by 4 tiles. To create the top floor design, start by placing glass walls around the edges, followed by metal walls on each corner for levels 2 and 3. Place half walls at the top. Next, place glass roofs on the inner 2 sections of the 2nd level. Add a 2nd floor above with metal pieces and an additional metal platform to each corner. This level measuring 2 by 2. Then create the cross-sectional glass structure in the center, which measures 2 tiles in length, 2 tiles high, and a half wall at the top. Finish with railings and an additional set of inverted glass roofing pieces at the base. With the tutorial out of the way, it's finally time to take a tour of the finished base. When I started this project, I wondered if I could truly capture that sense of grandeur, that feeling of creating something that transcends the simple rectangular structure. And here we are, standing in front of an incredible build that proves the imagination can create amazing things, even in the simplistic building of Palworld. Let me show you. That's it for the week's content. Drop a like if this inspired you, and remember to subscribe to see more Palworld projects. Until next time, happy building, and I'll see you guys in the next creation.